I have some words. The trees don't live in perpetual fear of a jealous God smiting them down for being a sinner. The ocean isn't scared that some higher power is micromanaging it and criticizing its every move. The butterflies don't cover their beauty in shame. Rather, they flaunt it with elegance and grace by simply being their beautiful selves. The wolves don't try to convert other packs to howling at the moon according to their particular rules. Hyenas don't fight each other over money. The grass doesn't compare itself to the grass on the other side. It just grows without competing. The clouds don't try to fit each other into molds of how the supposed ideal cloud should behave. Nature doesn't argue about semantics. It simply is, and it simply does. It does not spend time caring or worrying about the thoughts in the mind of another as if they were their own. It still acts in accordance to the natural processes and cycles in life, but it does not acknowledge any need to force thoughts or belief systems onto any other. So why do we? Why do we care so much? And more so, why do we go about acting on this care in the ways that we do? Why do we stress so much about the well-being of another, so much so that we act harshly towards the individuals that we supposedly care so much about? Why do we love so intensely that it manifests hatefully? Why do we hurt in our attempts to help? Why does saving so often turn into smothering? Especially when we aren't fully certain about what exactly we're saving anyone from. Ask anyone for a concrete answer about all the specific details on why they're right and everyone else is wrong. Ask them to explain what exactly it is they're afraid of, from start to finish, and how it happens, as well as how they know. Also ask them if they know, or if they only believe in the words they were told without question. See if they're sure and ask them why they're so certain. The real issues begin when we care about the ideologies in other people's minds when we don't even fully adhere to our own. Condemning another for something and doing the same thing when no one can see you is far from productive. Preaching without practicing is beneficial to no one at all. Imagine if we all learned how to love ourselves first, unconditionally. I guarantee that it would make loving thy neighbor significantly easier. Imagine if we saw ourselves with loving eyes instead of judgmental ones. What if we tended to the problems in our own homes instead of prioritizing everything else in the world? What if we dealt with our own emotions instead of letting them run wild within our psyches with the looming risk of them coming out to hurt someone else? What if we prioritized peace? What if we solved all the problems that are ours and our own to solve? Do we care enough about each other to love ourselves? Would it be more productive to fill the world with love oneself at a time? If we like where we are with the current state of affairs, then there's no need to change anything. However, if we're anything less than completely 100% satisfied, then we have some adjustments to make. Only a few. All we have to do is what works and stop doing what doesn't. All we really need to do this is radical honesty about what does and doesn't work. And if it doesn't work, then we must be willing to release it and make space for what might, as we figure out what will. This means having a willingness to try new things, old things, the same things differently, and different things the same way as the familiar ones. This is still under the condition that we are indeed any bit displeased with how we've been doing things as a family of humans inhabiting this planet we call Earth. If everything's fine, then so be it. We have nothing to do. The truth is, everything really is fine, and there really is nothing we can do. Nothing at all. For everything is exactly as it should be. Life is perfect as it is, moving in the directions it chooses as it prefers, when it prefers to, and precisely as it intends to. If you, the individual, would like to see a change, you must make it within yourself. The individual is only capable of changing their self and has no power over the collective. Any attempts to change the collective against its will be fruitless. Growth is a matter of the individual. Fortunately, the ocean is made up of individual drops that can all choose to individually grow, change, and evolve at their own rates. and by being connected to the fullness of the entire ocean, impact the whole thing by changing itself for its own sake. It is not the business of the drop to shift the tides. It is the business of the part to play its role, and by doing that improves the whole. So if you still want to change the world, change yourself. If you still want anything for anyone else, give it to yourself. And let them find it in you, whenever they decide they're ready for it. And if they never are, at least you have it. And your life is about who? And you're concerned about what? Why? It's your life, so if you're going to care about anything, prioritize you. Focus on being the change you'd like to see in the world, and be happy if you see your change reflecting back to you in other drops. Be the light in the darkness. Be that which you seek, or you risk never finding it. The only way to know that you'll find what you're looking for is to embody it and bring it into existence yourself. And be surprised when the mirror of life reflects you back to yourself.